Hello everyone. Today in this video, we'll be learning how to create a virtual environment in Windows. Well, virtual environment is a tool which helps you to create an isolated space to work with your projects. That is like assume that you're working with different Python projects. So different Python projects will be having different requirements and we will be working with different frameworks. Under that case, you'll be forced to install all the requirements disturbing your local PC. Well, virtual environment will help you to avoid such problems by creating separate isolated space individually for different projects where you can install the requirements separately and you can work with it without any hassles and you can work with it conveniently. That is the ultimate purpose of a virtual environment. So without wasting any time, let's directly go with the learning of how to create a virtual environment. So we'll be using here command prompt to create a virtual environment. So let me just shift to local disk D. Here, to create a virtual environment, let me work with a folder. That is like I'll create a folder first and then I'll create a virtual environment inside it. So I'll be using a command mkdir to create a folder called vir_test. Yeah, I have created the folder. Let me just switch to that using the command cd space vir_test. Okay. To create a virtual environment, the command is python -m when and the name of the virtual environment. I'll give a name called V. It will take some time. Yeah, it is created. So to activate the virtual environment, that is like when you want to work with the virtual environment, you have to obviously activate it, right? So the command is V, the name of the virtual environment, scripts activate. Yeah, now your virtual environment is activated. Here you can work with the different projects. You can install whatever requirements you want. So for example, like if I'm working with a Flask project, I'll be installing the Flask framework, like pip install Flask. You see, I'm just installing the requirements for Flask. And now when you run any Flask project inside this virtual environment, obviously it will work conveniently. So now I guess you actually understood how to create a virtual environment. Suppose if you wanted to close this virtual environment, you can just give the command deactivate. Okay, suppose if you wanted to open it back, under that case, you can just give the command this V scripts activate. You can go back to the virtual environment. Let me deactivate it once again. As I told you earlier, installing requirements in one virtual environment will never affect the another, right? So let us just test it and see. I have already created a virtual environment called test in another folder. So let me go back. So let me open the folder called Sigma. Under the telescope. Okay, inside this, actually I have created a virtual environment called tester. To activate that, obviously you know the command test scripts activate. Okay, I have activated the environment called test. So here using this environment, I'm actually going to launch a Django project. So to launch a Django project, I'll be giving the command python manage.py run server. Yeah, so the project is running. Let's see what's inside it. I'm going to paste the link on the URL. Yeah, we got a beautiful dummy website. That is what is inside it. So we have launched a website using the virtual environment. Let us just see what will happen if I try to launch this Django project using the virtual environment which we created, that is V, which we created recently. Okay, let's go back to that. We'll give deactivate to deactivated. Let me just go back. Okay, so we gave it under the name VIR underscore test, right? VIR underscore test. Here, let me just activate the virtual environment. Yeah, before that, let me show you. It's actually created in the local disk. See, we have created virtual environment VIR underscore test. Under that folder, we have the virtual environment V. Yeah, it is actually working with your local computer. Okay, so to activate the V scripts activate. We activated it. Let me just open the Django project inside it. CD space Sigma, because it was under the Sigma folder. Inside that, it was under a folder called Telescope. Now we'll use the command python manage.py run server. See, actually it showed an error. No module named Django. Yeah, we don't have Django actually inside it. Yeah, that's what I told you. Installing requirements in one virtual environment will surely not affect the another one. So under that case, you have to install the requirements separately. Let me just install Django inside it. The command is pip install Django. I think it's installing, might take some time. Yeah, now Django is installed. So we have installed Django inside it. We can cross verify it by running the server. Let's check it out. See, it's working. So now you could have understood how to create a virtual environment and how to install the requirements and how one virtual environment differs from the other based on the requirements installed.